Good evening, friends. This elaboration is about one of the topics that often and creates confusion in the mind of the learners. Asks, what is that? I'm going to elaborate the difference between listening and hearing. Well, friends, we often get misconceived with the idea that hearing and listening are similar. But the fact is that we are quite mistaken when we just consider hearing as listening. Both these phenomena are quite different. Hearing is a physical phenomena, whereas listening is a psychological phenomena. Ask how is that, sir? How is hearing a physical phenomena? When we are hearing to someone or any kind of sound that is being produced, we are not paying attention to what is being spoken to. We are just keeping our ears free. We are not listening with a full attention, and therefore it is a physical phenomena. On the contrary, listening is being defined as consciously hearing to some voice with full attention. When we are consciously using our mind to understand what is being spoken or said to, then we call it listening. When we are consciously applying our mind, when we are consciously applying our mind to understand what is being spoken to or what is being said to, this is called listening. It is one of the most important skills of learning a language. See, the children who are little smarter than the other often, think that keeping a deep attention or paying full attention to what is being spoken by the teacher is not required, because they just realize that they have got enough ideas about the subject matter, but they are mistaken. When such prejudices are in your mind, you are not going to comprehend the things better, and you will always be giving a wrong judgment about any matter. So what I am going to say, that diving deeper into this topic and elaboration, we find that listening is not only hearing with full attention, but it is much more than that. It is quite much more than that. When our mind is applied to listen to something or whatever is being spoken to with a full attention, this process is known as listening. Listening is also called comprehending, because when we are listening, uh, any voice or any speaker, we are paying attention, our mind is fully active, and we are trying to understand what is being spoken by the speaker. That is why it is being said that the most important skill of learning a language is listening. That then comes, after listening comes, reading, and after reading comes speaking, and after speaking comes, writing. So these are the four skills of learning a language, but the most vital one is listening. Listening is just hearing with full attention, applying our mind to understand what is being spoken by the speaker. Well, we often listen to someone, but our minds are full of, needless thoughts and ideas. So we don't have enough space in our mind to accommodate what is being spoken to. As a result, most of the things that we hear are either forgotten or are misunderstood. Therefore, we have to understand the difference. It is a mechanism. Listening is a mechanism which requires proper attention of our mind, at the same time trying to comprehend what is the speaker trying to suggest in his speech. And while reading also, when you are reading a text, you are trying to make out a sense. In the similar way, when you are listening with full attention, you are trying to make out the sense of what is being spoken to. So that the fact is that many a time what happens, that we come with a lot of prejudices and preconceived notions about the speaker. Often, the adults always come with a lot of prejudices in their mind and are prepared to, give a wrong judgment about the speaker. This is the biggest trouble about making someone understand what is being spoken to. So, deep inside, we sit just prepared with giving a judgment. When someone is speaking, we are sitting with prepared with the judgment that we are going to call him either wrong, or we are going to call him false, or we are going to prove him wrong. So that is the reason why we are not able to understand anything, because we are already having prejudices in our mind, and our mind is full of those prejudiced notions about the speaker. And that is the reason why unlearning is required. Before you learn anything, unlearning. Forget about the things that you know. Maybe that you know something about the subject matter, but as you are going to listen to someone speaker, start unlearning to learning. Forget about the preconceived ideas and listen fresh to the speaker and try to judge what he is trying to say. Never die to prove someone right or wrong without understanding what is his intention is giving a deliberation. Therefore, whenever you listen to a speaker, never come with a negative set of mind and never try to, give a wrong judgment. Rather, take your time and try to analyze what is being spoken to. There are some cases when the speaker is often proved wrong by the listener. The listener always is prepared to prove him wrong, and that is the reason why all this speech all the speech goes wasted. There is no meaning of that. The listener has already kept his mind with a negative mindset and with the negative thought, and he is ready to prove the speaker wrong. Therefore, all the oration, all the speech, all the deliberations goes in vain without being productive to the listener. So what we should ideally do is to listen first with full awareness, and once we have done that, we can decide whether we should give a judgment or not. Because once you have listened to the speaker with a full attention, you are well aware of what is being spoken to, and therefore you are in a position to give a judgment about the speaker, right or wrong. So what I am trying to emphasize upon is always make a judgment after you have listened to the speaker with full attention and analyzed what he is trying to suggest in his speech. That is the reason why a good listener is a good learner. A good listener means a listener who pays full attention and applies his mind fully and being active in the whole time and try to make out the sense of what is being spoken to. So what I am trying to suggest throughout my deliberation is that listening is a very psychological, and it's a very fundamental art of learning language. It is one of the skills which can be made perfect by practicing more and more listening material, like listening to the news headlines, listening to the speeches of the great people, recorded speech of the scientists and philosophers. We should allow the children to listen to some of the speeches spoken by great orators, so that the children not only will enhance their comprehension, they will also enhance their skill of listening and understanding. And once they have done that, they will become the master of understanding, and their language will definitely be perfect. They will be able to make out a right sense and a right judgment about the speaker. So friends, never try to give a judgment about the speaker without proper listening. And so altogether, listening is a psychological phenomena, whereas hearing is a physical phenomena, where your mind doesn't work. Your mind works partially. Your mind works partially, not fully. But listening is a psychological phenomena where mind is being applied to understand what is being spoken to. And that is what I wanted to say. Therefore, children must be motivated to listen with a full attention, with a full awareness. Then only they will be able to make out a sense of what is being spoken to or what is being delivered to. And that will enhance their way of learning language, because language is always caught, it is never taught. Thank you very much. Have a nice day ahead. Thanks.